Ex Machina, to me at least, is a movie that was quite underhyped. All the reviewers that I follow, subscribe to, whatever, were saying that the hype was not to be trusted, that Ex Machina was really not all that great, and that it was nothing new. So maybe I have that to blame for thinking that it was so good, but regardless, it is an incredibly thought-provoking movie with unique characters and a very well thought out tone. At the beginning of the movie, I have to say, I was unsure if the film's premise was enough to keep it alive for nearly 2 hours. Fortunately, the fairly simple premise works really well for the story Alex Garland was trying to tell. The structure's simplicity elevated the amount of detail I was able to draw from changing scenery and environments that the characters were placed in. It's a really interesting way of building tension, and although others may disagree, I thought it was used very efficiently. Part of what keeps Ex Machina so entertaining throughout is the issues that are brought up in different characters' conversations. It was written incredibly well, and the different characters' ideals provided a very well-rounded view of the different angles that you could look at certain issues from. It gave a very balanced view of the events in the movie, and in this way it forced me into making my mind up about how I felt about it, since there was no character to do this for me. The whole cast of 3 gave really great performances, with Alicia Vikander and Oscar Isaac being the standouts. Vikander was given the quite difficult task of being a robot, Ava, and her body movements and tone of voice were surprisingly grounded and realistic. It really helped with sympathy for her character. The audio-visual design of the robot itself was also quite grounded and very well done. It was subtler than I was expecting, and it was pulled off really well. Ava's creator, Nathan, played by Oscar Isaac, was a by-the-book psychopath, charming, manipulative, and lacking empathy, and Isaac pulled it off incredibly. He gives probably the best performance of the movie out of the 3, and probably one of the best of his career. Domhnall Gleeson's role Caleb didn't demand very much of him, and although I've heard that he gave a weak performance, I found that although in comparison to the rest of the cast he wasn't as good, he still gave a solid performance that was enough to keep him relatable. The best part of all of Ex Machina is how well delivered the environment is. The cleanliness and modernistic feel of the film is really ominous. Nathan's house is pretty much the set for the entire film, and its design is really well done and utilized. The smaller aspects of the house, like frosted glass doors, give off a real sense of looming danger. The quite monochromatic color palette and incredible cleanliness is very claustrophobic and what I would say too perfect. The lack of imperfections in the house give an implication of imperfections with the people that inhabit it and the activities that happen inside. The cinematography captures this really well. The square framing and lack of camera movement enhances the feeling that the environment gives off. More impressive is how great the shot placement is. The sequence of shots is very natural and smooth, although the nature shots that act as a sort of intermission from the interior feel somewhat out of place. It's like they're included for a change of scenery more than anything else, although there could be some point being made that I'm missing. Further enhancing this sense of looming danger that I keep mentioning is the score and sound mixing. The score for just being damn good music, and the mixing for the same reasons as the visuals. The interior set means that the background noise is between 0 and 0, which gives the same odd cleanliness as the rest of the film. I should also mention the use of ambient light and how cool it is. It's very cool. Although I can see why people would find Ex Machina to be overrated and how it would fall flat for some audiences, I feel that it is made with a lot of purpose and incredible execution, and I really like that in the movie.